Now this week we're looking at the changing face of London and the history of migration. As European migration to London continued, after the Second World War they were joined by international arrivals from the Caribbean and South Asia. And for some settling here, life wasn't always easy, as Nikki Ford reports.
They've come to seek work in Britain and are ready and willing to do any kind of job that will help the motherland along the road to prosperity.
HMS Windrush, perhaps the most distinctive symbol of post-war migration. The ship bringing West Indians to Britain to help rebuild the country. Arthur Torrington came as a teenager in the 1960s to find work.
I can remember one bit of work that I was given by the Employment Exchange, and that was to clear snow. Could you imagine coming from 90 degrees?
To him, it's important that people understand they were entitled to be there.
When I arrived, I never thought of myself as an immigrant, because I had a British passport, and that I was coming to a place which was part of the part of the Commonwealth, part of the Empire, because Britain still had an empire when I came, and therefore I felt, well, I was coming as a settler.
Not everyone saw it that way. In 1958, violence flared as white working-class boys, known as teddy boys, became aggressive towards black families in Notting Hill.
That's probably the last riot against immigrants in London. However, what happened subsequently, and this is what the Bangladeshi community in the East End fall victim to especially, is that you have isolated attacks on individuals.
Chagihir settled here in Brick Lane in 1978. He remembers the attempts to intimidate him.
They used to throw stones at the middle of the night. We could not sleep. It was in 48 Brick Lane. It was really scary.
He also encountered problems at first when trying to integrate.
Finding a job was another problem. When I applied, they said, maybe because of my, there is a kind of discrimination that I encountered. But then when we mixed up with the people, with the mainstream community, they found out that we are friendly with them, then everything was easy.
The post-war period saw European migration continue too, with more Irish, Polish and Cypriot people arrive. As that coincided with international migration from South Asia, London was becoming more globalised than ever before. Nikki Ford, BBC London.